Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I guess I will add this on to my 31 days of horror movie reviews because I just got back from the theaters after seeing Ouija, Origin of Evil. Yes, this is a 2016 horror film that was directed by Mike Flanagan, and it is indeed a prequel to Ouija. And man, I remember seeing Ouija, and I went to a screening for it. By far, the worst movie-going experience I've ever had. Between the movie being so shitty, and the crowd being so loud and obnoxious, and it was awful. So I was not looking forward to seeing another one of these. In fact, I refused to go to a screening for this movie. I said I would rather wait and pay to see this. Luckily, there was hardly anybody in the theater, just the way I like it. The plot is, like I said, it's an origin, it's a prequel, so it takes place in the 60s. We meet this family. The mother is played by Elizabeth Reeser, Alice. She is a widow. Her husband died, a car accident. So she's taking care of her two daughters, Paulina and Doris, and she's a spirit reader. She has clients come in and she pretends to read their palms, or she does the whole circus act to make everybody think that she's talking to spirits. She's really doing it for the money, and partly because she thinks deep down some way it's actually somehow helping these people, until she comes across this old Ouija board at some store. She buys it to make it a part of the act, but this Ouija board causes some weird things to happen in her house with her daughters, and all hell breaks loose. Now, what I thought of Ouija, Origin of Evil is, I will admit, I went into this movie expecting it to be a big, steaming, stinking pile of dog shit. I really did, not just because I hated the first Ouija movie, although that was part of it, but seeing the commercials and the trailers, it's like typical, another one of these movies with a Ouija board and ghosts and spirits, and I'm so sick of this bull crap with the jump scares and the nothing happening and characters that you don't give a shit about. It's almost like nobody tries anymore with these movies. Until I was watching this movie, and I could not believe how slow this movie was. And I don't mean slow in a bad way. I mean slow in the sense that it actually took its time for us to spend time with these characters, to develop these characters, to make you sympathize with them, understand them, and feel for them. Like Alice, the mother, played by Elizabeth Reeser, who played the mother, Edward's mother, in the Twilight movies. I know, random. I just recognized her. She's really good here because you see her struggle. You see that she's scraping away. She's trying to keep this house. She's trying to make do for her two kids. She's trying to take care of them, but it's hard. It's a lot going on. Paulina, the oldest daughter, is played by Annalise Basu, who I thought she looked familiar, but I couldn't quite figure it out until I just looked her up and realized that she was in Oculus, another movie I didn't like, but I remember her in it. She was good here. She was your typical high school girl who was liking a boy, maybe was rebelling a little bit, but she wasn't too unlikable. She had her moments where she seemed real. She seemed like she cared about her family. She has a younger sister, Doris, played by Lulu Wilson, and this little girl is weird. I'm sorry. She gets made fun of at school by some kids who are being dicks, sure. But especially once this Ouija board comes in, it's almost like she's a vessel. She can communicate with these dead people. Because now this is legit. Before, it was all smoke and mirrors, and it was all for show to get people to think they're really pulling this off. But once they got this Ouija board, they quickly realized that it's the real deal, that it really works. And she's the one who can make it happen, this little girl. And that's creepy, especially because the mom just kind of lets it happen. Now, I know they need the money, and I know it's kind of trippy, but it's weird. And then more weird stuff starts to happen with this little girl, where she pretty much becomes possessed by whatever is going on. And that's where the movie goes in a whole crazy direction. There's this priest who is played by Henry Thomas, Father Tom, and I liked his character. I didn't know what they were going to do with him, if they were going to try to make him maybe a love interest for the mother, or just have him maybe just be the generic priest, but I thought he had a little bit more to do. I'm honestly surprised. That I found myself actually interested by the story, actually interested by these characters, and actually sort of caring about them. And since the movie did take its time with the creepiness going on, sure, there are some jump scares, but it's very minimal. I can maybe count like 2 or 3 jump scares, and they were actually a little creepy, and they worked. And when you saw something in the corner or in the shadows, and it was just creepy looking. The only complaint I have, is the ending. I think the ending is just your typical, you know how these go. I didn't like the ending. It was what it was. I'm going to say that the ending probably takes this movie, which, I mean, who knows if it's really a great movie. It's not like I'm going to run out to buy it once it comes out on Blu-ray, but I will say that it was better than it had a right to be. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to give this a surprisingly matinee. Maybe it could have been even a full price if that ending was better. Honestly, nobody's more shocked to hear me say that Ouija, Origin of Evil, how dumb is that title, that this movie is actually pretty decent. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too saw Ouija, Origin of Evil. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Were you surprised? Or did you still think it sucked? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Please won't you say my